or the further you got into Fish River, the higher the water got. It was up 15, 20 feet, was up in people's boat houses, up in their houses. Some of the houses were up to the eave of the house. We had a lot of people that had to be brought out and rescued.
Just a messy and scary situation for a lot of people, frustrating too. You just got finished listening to Alabama Marine Police Captain talking about the dangerous situation here on Fish River, and we're talking about last night and well until this morning. Those rescues were going on. The river hit a record high level, and you know, it wasn't just here in Fish River that you had some of those problems. People down in Gulf Shores also experiencing a lot of damage. Katie, I know that's where you were today, driving around town here. Either it was really bad or not bad at all. Tell us what it was like down in Gulf Shores.
Yes, well, LENISE, it was pretty bad out there. There was actually a good deal of flooding over there, and especially some parts over on the east side of Gulf Shores on East 21st Street, East 1st Street. There was one particular complex that I went and checked out for myself, and I spoke to several victims over there who had a very horrific night last night. They said they didn't get any sleep at all. Here are some of their stories of disaster and recovery this morning.
The people have lost so much more than I have, but you know, at the same time, these are my things and I've worked hard for them.
LAUREE Robinson has owned her condo at the Dolphin Villas complex on East 1st Street in Gulf Shores for some 2 years. She says last night's flooding was something she's never seen.
You know, it has rained for days before, and this will flood and the road will flood, but it has never rained and flooded to this capacity. And it was historical. It was amazing. Nearly every resident living on the first floor of the complex had some water damage. And today, folks were ripping up carpets, getting out the shop vacs, and moving forward with salvageable items. And even if residents were lucky enough to live upstairs, their cars were still in jeopardy. Many residents tell me that this parking lot looked more like a lake earlier this morning.
Today, you could barely make it in the apartment complex. You could if you had a truck. People were riding around in canoes in the parking lot.
Wow, pretty crazy conditions out there last night and this morning. I'm glad that those residents are starting to clean up and pick up the pieces today. Now, later on in the newscast, I'm going to have a little more from their stories about how they're getting things picked up today and how they're cleaning up, so be sure to stay tuned. LENISE?
Yeah, well, we're certainly grateful that it wasn't much worse, because this water was moving rather fast and it got pretty high. Thanks for that insight.